Hi there, and welcome to another short bite of eCritical. As most of the ICUs in Calgary and Edmonton are now live, you have inevitably been on service and you've probably received an email from one of our nice quality assurance people kindly reminding you to please complete your charting, either your discharge note, your death note, your admission form, or your daily GCSs. Now, it's important that you understand that these are people who work very hard and like their job, and they're very nice people when you actually talk to them. So please try to be polite when you're interacting with them, because it it just makes us look better when we're nicer. So they will send you an email and they will ask you to remediate, or in other words, to go back and get the patient finish what you had started with that patient, either the GCS or the admission note or whatever, and it will tell you what you need to enter. Um, if you ask them to send you the names of the patients, they cannot do that. That's just simply a non-starter. So don't bother asking. They can't do that. But what I'm going to show you today is how you can find a patient using the information that they send you. And the way you do that is by using the patient's MRN, which is sent to you. Now what you see on this page here is the login for our training sandbox. Because because the training sandbox doesn't have real patients in it, there are going to be some things you're just going to have to imagine with me. But I can't obviously use a real live patient because this is posted publicly, and it would obviously be a violation of that patient's privacy. So you will bear with me as we go through some of these things. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is log into eCritical, and in this case, you would log in as you normally would into the ICU that you are looking to go to. So, for example, if you work in multiple ICUs, say the burn unit or the CVICU, you're going to need to select which specific ICU you're going to need to get, and the QA people will tell you which ICU that they're looking where the patient was from and is missing. So you select whichever ICU you want to go to. In this case, we're going to just stay within the training area because so that we can actually use it. You log in as you normally would. And the first thing you're going to see is the usual graphic patient list. You don't need that. You close that. Open up the patient drop-down menu and select Patient List. The patient list is a list of all of the patients that are in the intensive care unit, in that specific intensive care unit, that meet any one of these different search criteria. So they're either admitted or released. Now this is normally all you're going to need to look for when you're finding a patient. And any patient that's currently admitted to the ICU obviously is one that's in there. Any released patient is one that has been discharged from the ICU, but their patient's chart is still in the process of going through data quality assurance and is the reason why you're actually still receiving it. The file is available for you to open, and you can also then edit it as necessary. Now, in order to there's a variety of different ways you can actually find patients. The way in which you're going to need to do it when you get the email from the data quality assurance people is you're going to need to enter in the MRN. But if you are, say, using a patient, just catching up with some patients that you hadn't entered in the last couple of days, but you happen to have their names, there are other ways that you can actually find the patient. The nice thing about this system is there is the patient's name is last name is here, and then first name is here, and this column is actually sortable, much like a spreadsheet where if you click on it, it will alphabetize them and make it easier for you to find them. There's also in the real area, there's also a list of the admitting physician, and so if the patient's still admitted under you, you can actually just click on that and scroll through all the patients that are currently admitted to you and find the patient that way. If you need to enter in the MRN, so in the case of when the QA people send you the email, then what you'll need to do is enter in the MRN as they've sent it to you. So for example, if patients at the University of Alberta Hospital, the MRN will start with a UAH and then a 0 and then a 2 or the rest of the numbers basically. The easiest way I find to make sure that there's no problems with finding the patient is to simply cut and paste from the email and then just paste it into the search. In this case, in this training environment, obviously the MRN isn't making any of those formats, but I can actually search for a patient by entering in the MRN that they list here and say I'm looking for patient train whose MRN is train 39. Hit search and there he is. And then in order to load him, just double click on him and there you go. And the patient's data is loaded, and then you can go back and complete whatever charting you needed to complete. Oh look, I only have one to do. How nice. So I'm going to finish that now. Save and close it. And now I've got a happy little green dot there, and everything is good. You notice that I just hit save and close, and once I've saved and closed, it's done. And that's all there is to it. So again, select the patient list. You can either scroll through the patients if you know their last name, or if you're getting the email and all you have is the MRN, you can enter in the MRN directly here, or if you know the patient's, kind of know the patient's name, you can actually even search by their last name. And it will list all of the patients that meet that criteria. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to drop me a line. I'm more than happy to help you out to try and to make sure that you're up to date on all of your charting. And again, patience is a virtue. Please be nice to these. These are very nice, hardworking people, and they try their hardest to make sure that the chart is accurate and complete, and it isn't their fault that you're getting this email. And it's not your fault either, as these things just happen. Everybody gets the emails. Try to be nice.